Is Tesla making America great again?
Oh my God. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. I wonder, make America great again. What is that? Is that a slogan or something? I've never heard it before. What is that? As an
Just
American, what
came up
is
with it
that?
now.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant. As the folks from your place would say, brilliant.
Brilliant.
um, brilliant. I would say, okay, very loaded question. And I'm going to put politics completely aside from this. I think Tesla is very uniquely positioned as a as one of the truest forms of what it means to be an American company. And I think that's super freaking cool. I think Tesla, if California, they have a factory, and Texas, they have a factory. Could you think of two more polar opposite states? Number one. Okay. So it's like a representation of two polar opposite states that are both in America, and it's such a beautiful thing. All right. But they manufacture in America, like one of the very few companies, car companies globally that manufacture that can call America their home for both headquarters and manufacturing. They also employ a ton of American workers, which is great, and they source a lot of things locally, and all the different processes, techniques, equipment, a lot of it is also based from America. And it's and the leader himself, Elon Musk in this case, is a immigrant born South African and Canadian, I guess technically, that became a US citizen and started a American car company for the first time in like 100 years that has been successful. And that if that's not the truest sort of like American dream story, one of the truest ones you could think of, I don't know what else is. And that sort of is encapsulated in the Tesla story. And the fact that they make really fast cars, especially in a straight line, it's like the new muscle car almost, So that's pretty freaking cool. Then you have again Elon Musk and somebody that espouses free speech, which is something that everybody loves, but Americans really love free speech. They love their free speech. And with the whole Twitter thing is like, you know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. He's having fun. And so I think Tesla has started a movement for manufacturing to come back to the United States. And you can see that with the IRA bill, the tax bill, that props to the Biden administration for getting that passed. I think that has a lot of long-term implications that are still not well understood. And John McElroy from Autoline recently put out a video, which I really check out. I highly recommend you guys check out. It's on Autoline News or Autoline After Hours. I don't know why I can't say that word today. I can't say a lot of words most days. And he kind of talks about this movement of manufacturing to the United States for batteries and electric vehicles, especially as the demand for oil becomes lower and lower over time, and as OPEC and other overseas countries start to really merge around the idea of becoming the dominant forces when it comes to the production of oil, and less oil comes out of the United States, it gives the United States a natural, I think, incentive to invest in electric vehicles to become as energy independent as humanly possible, because it allows you to leverage multiple types of energy sources instead of just petroleum. Whereas gas cars, you're 100% tied to the oil economy when it comes to fueling your car. You still need petroleum for plastics, materials, tires, so on and so forth. Like, I'm not saying that this is going to go completely away, but you're removing a pretty significant chunk of the reliance of foreign oil to run your cars. And you think about the geography of the United States and where it is in the world. It's a pretty large country. It has a ton of natural resources. It gets a lot of sunlight. It gets a lot of wind. It has a lot of hydro. It's this like sort of like oasis of energy. And if you have a grid that can take advantage of all these types of energy, natural gas, oil, coal, sun, nuclear, hydro, wind, the United States is capable of doing every single one of these in spades. And when you have a car that can take advantage of all of those, why wouldn't you go crazy, insane into that investment? And we're seeing that. Finally, we're seeing that. And I really do think that IRA bill really started the Inflation Reduction Act, which I don't know how it reduces inflation directly, but it at least is moving manufacturing forward in the United States, especially around renewables and specifically around EVs. And the fact that we have Tesla in this case, that is a company that has proven out that not only can you do a really cool electric car, you can do it in America, you can do it in a way that people want it, and you can do so more profitable than anyone else on planet Earth. That is all the data you need that says, come build in America for the next generation of technologies. And that is so cool to say as an American. So cool to say as an American. I feel very proud. I'm proud. I wish I had like an American flag I can like wave around or something. It's really cool. And this is not political. It's not like, I'm not trying to be partisan. It's just is. Like, why wouldn't you want manufacturing in America? You localize your supply chain, you localize your manufacturing. Hopefully down the road, you can localize your mining and your materials in some respects, for most of them, hopefully. It becomes an incredible thing. And you're localizing energy production. Fantastic. What else do you need? What else do you need? America.
Next. Yeah. What is the most amount of companies Elon Musk can run at one time?
Infinite. I have no idea. That's an interesting question. I think Elon has a ability to take on a lot more than the average person, for sure, and he's proven that. I think the fact that he's had Tesla and SpaceX concurrently, in addition to Neuralink, Boring Company, OpenAI-ish, not really anymore, but was for a little bit, like just a very small percentage of his time, I guess. He can do a lot more than regular folks. Now, Twitter, obviously, let's not forget about Twitter, the latest fun thing he's doing. I do feel like 3 large companies is the cap. I just don't see, let's say SpaceX, Tesla, and Twitter. Like, if he were to take on a 4th large company, I just, unless he has severely removed himself from Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter to the point where he's just checking in 20 hours a week maximum and saying, hey, do this, do that. I trust my team 100%. I trust my people that are doing the strategy. All I have to do is walk the lines and go to the biggest pain point in the company, once a week. Then maybe it's 4, but it's all about how best to segment your time, or to sort of prioritize your time, so that you're really making positive change and moving the company forward in the most efficient way possible, versus you having to take on everything that you think you have to take on and not delegating. And that's really the big thing. So it depends how much he's delegating. The more he delegates, the more companies he can have. But I don't know how I don't even know how he can do 1. Okay, at that scale. How many people can barely run a car company? And
the whole industry, apparently.
Exactly. One of these knee slappers here. That was pretty good. Yeah, I think it's really up to him how he delegates his time. But I think it's for entrepreneurs and people out there that are looking to take on a business or a challenge that's similar to what Elon's doing. I think this is like a perfect thing to see and be like, yo, like, it doesn't really matter. The number of companies is not really the question. Is how impactful can you be in moving that company forward, and how good are you at delegating? And those 2 questions will yield an answer that says how many companies you can run concurrently. And I think Elon Musk has become really good at answering those questions, and that's why he can do a lot more than most people.